Hi, Martin, just Martin. Something happened a little strange a few minutes ago. Here I am, waiting for a meeting, and then I find out from Pastor that the text that was supposed to tell me that the meeting was canceled didn't get to me. Oh well. But you know what? I feel great. And you want to know why? Because I did the right thing. When's the last time you did the right thing and something went wrong? Made you feel bad. And one of the things that made you feel bad was the fact that you had failed. But I'm here to tell you something. You didn't. I'll say it out loud and I'll get close. Sometimes you can do the right thing and it doesn't work out. But it was still the right thing to do. Let me show you something. This is 1 Corinthians 4. Here's Paul talking to them. This is how one should regard us as servants of Christ and stewards of the mysteries of God. Moreover, it is required of stewards that they be found faithful. With me, it is a very small thing that I should be judged by you or by any human court. In fact, I do not even judge myself. For I am not aware of anything against myself, but I am not thereby acquitted. It is the Lord who judges me. Therefore, do not pronounce judgment before the time, before the Lord comes, who will bring to light things now hidden in darkness, and will disclose the purposes of the heart. Then each one will receive his commendation from God. It is required of a steward that they be faithful. You show up and no one else does. You were still faithful. You make a promise and keep it, and they don't like it. You were still faithful. The question is, are you going to be faithful? Let me show you a little treasure here. It's right over here. You'll notice here we have a bulletin board, and I have some things from the young and some goodies from the old and some trinkets that I've received from several years ago. And part of the reason that I received it was that they were also faithful to me. Part of being a member of the body of Christ is being with a community of people who look to Jesus, the faithful one, and who we want to be as faithful as he was. He did everything right. And they still killed him. But when they killed him to save not only us, but them. He died for his enemies, which we all were, before he redeemed us. I want you to think about this very important point. I want you to realize that when something goes wrong, you have the choice of being faithful. When someone betrays you, you have the choice to be faithful. When things blow up, when you're misunderstood, when you're hated, you can still be faithful. And it says right here, each one will receive his commendation from God. You think, nobody cares because nobody sees. Wrong. God sees. And when you do the right thing, he sees it and he will reward it. We're not going to do it for the reward, but hey, if he wants to give us rewards, if he wants to give us prizes, if he wants to make us happy, who are we to say no? Right? Much of the sorrow that happens in this world comes when we try to seek what is good, food, clothing, approbation, love, the wrong way. But the other half can be when we do it the right way, it doesn't work out, and we think, why should we even bother? Please, fellow Christian, please, sister, brother, friend, don't give up just because it didn't work. I'm telling you this because I know that you need encouragement, just as you who have loved me have encouraged me over the 67 years I have lived. Encouraging each other is a very powerful thing. In fact, in the book of Acts, there's this guy whose name is Joas, I think it is, but no one calls him Joas. He is such a wonderful encourager that they give him the name Barnabas, son of encouragement. And if you're old enough to remember, like I did, a comic strip / TV show called The Flintstones, Fred had a guy that lived next door named Barney. And he was a very encouraging man. Maybe he wasn't as bright as a genius, but he always stayed faithful. And that was one of the reasons why he was one of the best characters Hanna-Barbera ever made. Because in a world where people have problems and pains and disagreements, it's good to have that man or woman whom you can turn to and vent, that you can trust with your deepest secrets and know that they will not betray you. Friends like that are so valuable. If you have a friend like that, treasure them. If you know someone that you can feel comfortable with who needs encouragement, be that person. And remember that if you are faithful before God, if you are faithful before men and women, you will be rewarded by God. Ironically, because of that meeting being canceled without my knowing it, I get to give you this message, and I'm grateful for that as well. Thanks again for listening. One more thing. We want to support you, and we want you to help support us. So I'm going to have you go to www.stpaulutherandla.com or .org. Both will work. We can help you by giving you resources. Our Facebook page link is available, so is our Instagram page. You can check out our other videos, including these 10 Minutes with God videos. And we ask you to help us. There's a donate button. No pressure, no twisting arms. We only ask that if you think these messages are worthwhile, you give us a hand. Now, if you want to do it manually, the old-fashioned checkbook thing, you can come to 3901 West Adams Boulevard. Our worship service is Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. You are welcome. If you just want to donate by check or electronically, you can do that too. We can work that out. But I want to take a moment to say to those people who have already done so, who have given their love and their help over the past year and a half, 2 years, that have been very rough times. Thank you very much. I mean it. Thank you very much. My name is Martin, just Martin. This has been 10 Minutes with God. And you know what? Before I get back on the bus and head home, I'm going to read a book. A friend of mine told me about this one. It's a sequel to the story Peter Pan. It has some very interesting and semi-dark items. I'm going to go ahead and go with it. Until next time, may God keep you and take care.